Provide better content. Be a great content provider. Give people what they want. Use software to find out what is most in demand and then provide it. Pick areas that are well in demand. Haven't we heard this over and over again? Maybe we just need to stop and think, like I've been thinking in the past year or two, what is great content? Others say, oh, provide great service. Well, what is great service? Maybe great content, great service, provide the best product possible is all, in many respects, in the eye of the beholder. There's a phrase I'm trying to remember exactly. One person's joy, happiness is another person's poison. Can't quite remember that phrase. And you might say, too, some people like whiskey, some people like chamomile tea. Some people don't even want to be alive and take actions upon that desire to not be alive. That's their favorite thing, to not be alive. If we love smoking marijuana, we might say, well, provide great service. Provide delivery, even, of marijuana. Provide a 1-800 number people can call, and within 5 minutes or less, they get their marijuana delivered or they're double their money back. Wouldn't that be providing great service? Or to provide marijuana that has twice the bang for the buck, so to speak, when you smoke it. You can even think in terms of something more unfriendly, shall we say. For those who might have been in the French Foreign Legion, I was not. Maybe being some kind of a mercenary is providing great value. You know, Al Capone provided great value to certain people, and certain people did not like him one bit. And his enforcement agencies, shall we say, provided great value up and down a chain of people who subscribed to his way of life. I mean, even Adolf Hitler provided great value to certain people. So I think we have to wonder every time we hear, oh, provide great value. What is it really we want to provide? You know, more and more, too, it seems that providing anything seems to fall into several distinct and short list categories, like providing some kind of widget, some object, or providing typically information on how to get more money. Money being a seeming, in my mind, ubiquitous way of getting power, external power as I call it. It's sort of a way of trading for a number of things that can get us power. And we all want to feel our best in life. Maybe perhaps an element of this is safety, and money seems to be a ubiquitous way in many of our lives and in certain countries and certain times of getting more safety. But there are a smaller number who say maybe be the product. Just as Gandhi had said, and I'm no Gandhi, but be the change. He didn't say he was going to provide a widget or help you get a lot of money to be the change. He said, be the change yourself. Others might say, be a leader or set the example. I don't think I've heard too often, be a leader by providing people money or widgets or information on how to get more money. It strikes me too, there's this phrase, do we want to marry, have relationships, friendships, what have you, for love or money? I think that is a rather vague phrase and not all-inclusive, but it seems to me again to talk of this distinction I'm making here in my mind. Providing value, providing anything in terms of objects, data, or ourselves. And hopefully something more than an interchange that feels good in physical manner, tantalizing manner. Providing something more emotional. I mean, we've heard the phrase, we have a porn epidemic. What if we were to creatively say, we also, perhaps for the past 30, 40 years or more, especially with technology and the increased pace of life, we have relationships that are a mutual porn, whereupon we're not really having relationships in bed or what have you, as much as perhaps we think, but engaging in mutual porn activities, only not of a viewing nature, but a more participatory nature, but without the elements of being uplifting. So I again say for the umpteenth time, yes, perhaps we want to provide the best bang for the buck, the best product, the best service. But of course, what is that product or service? I'll close here perhaps with the thought, some say, leave your mark on the universe, or I want to leave the world a better place than when I came, or I want to leave a legacy, basically speaking. I want to be thought well of. Well, maybe we want more too than our epitaph, our tombstone, to simply say, so-and-so provided great value because they provided more widgets per minute than anyone else on the block or in our country even. Or maybe they provided great value, it says in the tombstone, because they increased the holdings of wealth in more people than on average by far. Wouldn't it be nice to have, as the ultimate epitaph, mark on the universe, if you were to say that, the phrase, they uplifted more people. They built up the self-esteem of more people. They encouraged more people than average or before they hit the scene on this planet. And if they didn't do that in person, that they did that by providing knowledge of how it can be done to others, such that they're kind of implementing this in a roundabout way, behind the scenes, you could say, a theoretical way. Hence, Einstein created the theory of relativity, and in turn this was kingpin in creating the atomic bomb. Some might say, well, that was not the greatest thing on earth then, so to speak, literally. And yet, see, his theories, didn't they have implications to the welfare of mankind's happiness or misery, or even demise, in fact? Can't our product then be our uplifting benefits to others, or the knowledge we leave behind that can affect the same thing? And hopefully not the kind of knowledge that builds something that can destroy the human race, but rather help us understand each other better. I mean, isn't that what Freud originally had hoped to be doing? Whether he had mixed motives and perhaps wasn't the most great theoretician, and he had no analyst himself, but he hoped to make a big mark on the universe, I think, in his own way, before he died, leaving a body of knowledge and interaction with a certain fewer number of people in general concerning psychology, how to understand each other, how to better interact, how to better be happy. Now, granted, we all have our problems, we all have our blind spots. Surely we all have our limitations with our words, our limitations mathematically, linguistically, and so we fall short of the mark, some far more than others. But isn't it interesting then that there can be this concept of providing great product in terms of uplifting people? Some might even call it transformational change if it happened like overnight and to a massive degree. But I'm not so sure anyone has ever been transformed. They have that phrase, oh, so-and-so became enlightened, but I have to wonder what in the world that means, and whether the enlightened person, so-called, is all too often simply someone feeling great because they're isolated or zoned out in terms of not thinking 24/7. Yes, I suppose then you could say you've reached nirvana. Nirvana in your cave kind of like asleep at the same time. I'd rather leave or try to leave or have the impact of uplifting thoughts here.